The digital and physical smoke had barely begun to clear over the scarred skyline of Jerusalem, the stunned silence of a nation in shock punctuated only by the distant wail of sirens and the cries of the wounded, a silence that was not a surrender but the drawn, sharp breath before a counterstroke of such unimaginable precision and audacity that it would redefine the very essence of strategic retaliation in the 21st century. A plan that was born not in the days following Qatar's devastating missile barrage but in the secret vaults of Israeli military intelligence for over a decade, a response that had been war-gamed, simulated, and refined for a moment of existential threat, and that moment arrived at 23:47 on September 20, 2025, when the order was given not for a massive bombing campaign, but for a surgical, almost artistic, act of military punishment that would see a single squadron of Israel's most advanced and secretive stealth fighter jets, the F-35 Adir Haifa variant, equipped with a new generation of radar-absorbent metamaterials and emissions control technology that made them virtually invisible to any known sensor system, penetrate deep into the heart of Qatari airspace, flying a route so daring and complex it was deemed impossible by every external military analyst, a mission with a dual objective: to demonstrate to the Qatari leadership that their wealth and their geography could not protect them, that every room they slept in was potentially in the crosshairs, and to permanently sever the specific, hidden infrastructure that allowed Qatar to project its military power, all without leveling a city and incurring the global condemnation that would follow a traditional bombardment. The planning for this operation, codenamed Operation Diamond Veil, was a testament to Israeli technological prowess and intelligence penetration. The flight path was not a straight line but a meticulously calculated arc that exploited a momentary, predictable gap in the radar coverage of a Saudi Arabian border post, a gap caused by a scheduled maintenance update that Mossad had learned of through a cyber espionage operation years prior, and then proceeded to fly nap of the earth. Using the natural terrain of the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, to mask their approach, their altimeters reading a mere 50 feet above the dunes at times, a flight so low the pilots could feel the heat of the desert radiating through their cockpits, their progress monitored by a dedicated Israeli OFEC spy satellite that provided real-time terrain mapping data and fed it directly into the jet's navigation systems, allowing them to weave through valleys and around rock formations with an accuracy of centimeters. The aircraft themselves were modified for this specific long-range mission, their internal weapon bays configured not with heavy bombs, but with a combination of specialized munitions, AGM-158C LRASM, long-range anti-ship missiles, reconfigured for land attack against hardened targets, and smaller, Israeli-developed, Rampage missiles with bunker-busting capabilities. But the primary weapon was something new, a non-kinetic payload known as Sandofon's Voice, a high-powered microwave emitter, designed to disable electronic systems within a targeted facility without causing permanent structural damage or loss of life, a weapon of incapacitation rather than destruction, chosen to make a political point about Israel's ability to constrain its response with precision. The targets, selected with painstaking care, were the crown jewels of Qatar's clandestine military and command infrastructure. The primary command node buried deep beneath the new Lusail National Convention Center, a facility believed to coordinate all of Qatar's external military and intelligence operations. The main downlink station for the country's covert communications satellite network. Hidden within the structure of the Aspire Tower, and the highly secured Research and Development Wing. At the Qatar Science and Technology Park, where intelligence-indicated work was being done on next-generation drone and missile guidance systems, often in partnership with Iranian engineers. As the formation of ghost-like jets crossed into Qatari airspace, they were aided by a simultaneous, massive cyber attack launched by Unit 8200 against Qatar's civilian air traffic control systems, introducing ghost aircraft and false emergencies into the system to distract and confuse any potential ground observers, while a separate electronic warfare suite on the jets themselves created a localized bubble of distorted electromagnetic spectrum around them, making them appear as nothing more than a minor atmospheric anomaly on the few advanced sensors that might have detected them. The attack itself was a masterpiece of timing and coordination. Reaching their initial points, the jets popped up to a mere 500 feet, their weapons bays opening for a matter of seconds to release their payloads before descending back to their terrifyingly low altitude and immediately turning for home, the entire weapons release sequence taking less than 15 seconds. The Razm and Rampage missiles, guided by an exquisite combination of GPS, inertial navigation, and terminal target recognition software, streaked towards their objectives, but the Sandophan's voice weapon was activated first, its invisible pulse of energy washing over the targets and instantly frying every unshielded computer processor, security camera, server rack, and communication device within a half-mile radius, plunging the command bunker into darkness and silence, severing its links to the outside world, and turning the high-tech research facilities into museums of inert circuitry. The physical missiles then arrived, their bunker-busting warheads drilling through reinforced concrete and steel to detonate in the subterranean levels of the targets, their explosions contained, focused, and devastatingly effective, collapsing access tunnels and destroying the physical hardware of command and control without causing massive collateral damage to the structures above ground. The Israeli jets, their mission accomplished, did not linger. They egressed back over the empty quarter at maximum throttle, leaving behind a Qatari defense establishment that was, for critical minutes, completely unaware that it had even been attacked, its eyes and ears blinded and deafened by the initial microwave attack. Only discovering the devastation hours later when security patrols found the entrances to their deepest bunkers sealed by rubble, and their most advanced research was gone. The geopolitical impact of this raid was immeasurable. It was a demonstration of a capability that many doubted Israel possessed: the ability to strike with impunity at the heart of a wealthy, modern Gulf state without triggering a full-scale war or massive civilian casualties. A show of restraint and precision that was itself a powerful message. It humiliated the Qatari military and its foreign advisors, exposed fatal flaws in its much-vaunted defense systems, and sent a chilling message to Iran and other regional adversaries about the reach and sophistication of Israel's long arm. For Qatar, the attack was a psychological earthquake far greater than the physical damage. The sense of security that its wealth had purchased was utterly shattered, replaced by a terrifying vulnerability, forcing a frantic and complete reassessment of its foreign policy and its support for militant proxies, as it now understood that the price of that support could be extracted not from its proxies, but from the very core of its own modern state, delivered silently in the night by ghosts in the sky.